For those of you out there who are ignoring your passions, stop now. Don't kill your hopes and dreams by ignoring what your heart pumps for. Mold your careers around your lifestyle, not your lifestyle around your careers. Be an example for someone else. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay tuned.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come scam. Take time running, are we ready for the ops? Drive up on your block, step out now we black cyber take away your laptop. Pull up every lock, no evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underlap. Sin you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for, look out for. From you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for, look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
The Housing Agency of Jamaica has helped numerous aspiring homeowners to acquire their dream homes. And for 2019, the plan is no different. Managing Director Gary Howell and Senior Manager of Community Development, Nakia McMorris, are here to tell us more about these plans.
Welcome to Get the Facts. I'm Anthony Campbell. On today's edition, we look at housing and related matters. Our resource persons are Managing Director of the Housing Agency of Jamaica, Gary Howell, and Nakia McMorris, Senior Manager, Community Development. Welcome, lady, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Good. Let's start with the role and function of the Housing Agency of Jamaica.
Okay. Housing Agency of Jamaica, formerly known as the National Housing Development Corporation, is a consolidation of three previous entities, namely Caribbean Housing Finance Corporation, National Housing Corporation, and Operation Pride. Those three entities were brought together in 1998 to form the National Housing Development Corporation, which later saw the name change in 2008 to Housing Agency of Jamaica Limited. Well, our primary function is twofold. One, provide housing solutions for low and lower middle income persons, as well as two, regularizing informal settlements, especially those that was under the former Operation Pride scheme. So those two are our core functions. But going further, it looks at significant amount of projects across the country, informal settlements, namely a wide variety from, say, Flanker, Norwood. We have as far as to Whitehall in Negril. To the east, we have Riverton. All across Jamaica, we have been Senton, Mount Edgecombe, Bel Air, all of those areas across the country we have been involved in regularizing informal settlements.
Right. So I know the regularizing of the informal settlements is different from the NHT, but what the functions of the NHT, but what else is different? Why do we need an HAJ and an NHT?
All right, primarily, and that's a lot of times, it's confusing as to the roles of both entities.
Yes.
NHT largely provides mortgages. They do some developments from time to time, or finance developments, but they focus primarily on persons who contribute to the trust. That is, in persons who are contributing to NHT. And so you'll find that they focus in providing housing solutions that their contributors can benefit from. On the other hand, Housing Agency of Jamaica, we are a development company, as well as we do informal. So whereas NHT provide the mortgages, we do the developments, and then we sell. But we sell on the open market. So persons who contribute to the NHT can come to Housing Agency of Jamaica and acquire a house and get their mortgage through the NHT. Also, persons who don't have an NHT contribution but also pay a credit union or wherever are the banks, they can also approach the agency once they can qualify for a mortgage and get a housing solution. So that's primarily the main focus. Main difference is that we deal with construction. We are the development arm of the Ministry of Housing, deal with developments, whereas NHA more focuses on providing mortgages.
Right. So what do you mean? Tell us about this regularizing of different communities.
All right. In terms of regularizing housing developments, informal settlements, I would call them. Formerly, persons used to stigmatize them and call them squatter settlements. But reality is some persons, when we declared Operation Pride way back in the 90s, would have felt a little better now that they were being regularized. So we changed the stigma of saying squatter settlements and refer to them now as informal settlements. So in these informal settlements now, we try to go in, work with the persons, one, by providing them with security of tenure in trying to ensure that they can get a title for the lot they are on.
Yes.
And with this coming,
Yes.
coming with the titles on the lot,
Yes.
it provides you with a sense of security for your
Yes.
home.
Yes.
One, two, it provides you with a lot an address, because it's
Yes.
critical.
Yes. Yes.
Many a times person want to do business, but they can't do business because they don't have a proper address.
Yes. So what would you say to someone who has been living on a settlement for, say, 40 years and is saying, why do I need a title? I am good. I've been living here for so long. Why do I need a title?
All I simply say is think about the future. You will have been comfortable there for those 40 years. Maybe your children, grandchildren, or whoever, your family member, might not be as fortunate as you, because you might pass on, somebody just come in and say, look, this is mine, because there's no
Yes,
documentation to
yes.
show that you own it.
Yes.
So you need to have some form of documentation to show that you own the property. And the best way to do that is to have a title.
Yes.
And so you can pass it on to your family. And not only that, there are significant benefits in getting a title. And it can help you, it can help in a significant way to upgrade both yourself, your community, and your family.
Yes.
As I said, family, what I'm thinking about, if you have a child going through, it's difficult for us to find funding to send a child to tertiary institutions now. It's expensive in Jamaica. The reality is now these titles can be used to access a mortgage, whether through a
Okay.
student
Yes.
loan or wherever.
Yes.
Also, if you are doing small business to help you, you can carry a title to the
Yes.
Jamaica National Small Business, one of those companies that
Yes.
does that, and use that as collateral to get a loan to expand your business.
So
there's
tell us about
significant
the process. How do I get regularized?
Okay. Also, just to piggyback a little bit on what the managing director was saying, there's an intangible part to land titling. There is a part of pride, which ironically you had
Yes.
Operation Pride,
Yes.
right? And one of the things that you hear from the customers a lot is that they want to own the property, but they also want to feel a part of a community. And so what the title does is that it makes these persons build a cohesive unit within their community so that they know that they own it. And then they form community-based organizations. And then there are also situations where they even come back to the agency and they say, you know what, we need this kind of infrastructure here. How can we get it? If you're unified, one of the things that the funders look at for us also is which communities are ready to go, which communities can we mobilize, which communities can we give funding to that are ready to start the infrastructure,
Yes, yes,
and even to
yes.
start providing other services. So there is
Yes.
that.
Okay. We
And
take a
then-
break now, and when we come back, you tell me about the process.
Mosquitoes can spread diseases such as dengue fever. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Use a mosquito repellent that contains DEET. Sleep under a mosquito net, close windows before dark, open windows and doors during fogging, cover your body as much as possible, and wear light-colored clothing. Protect yourself from dengue and other mosquito-borne diseases. Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding in your surroundings. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. We're talking housing, and our guests are from the Housing Agency of Jamaica. We have the Managing Director, Gary Howell, and Nakia McMorris, Senior Manager, Community Development. Thank you for staying with us. So we left the first segment with the value, the importance of land titling. We want to now go on to explain to our viewers what is the process like?
Right. This is a big part because I think a lot of persons might not get the process that we have to go through. So when persons are on a piece of property, there is a parent title, which is basically the big piece of land that they're on. And in between that and them getting the title, what we have to do is that it has to be subdivided. And then there are approvals that go with getting the subdivision done. Once it is subdivided, then there's an approval for you to get it splintered, which is basically where you break off smaller portions of the land that the persons are on so that they can get that smaller plot,
Yes.
right, from the larger piece of land that is there. And I'm keeping it as basic as possible, yeah? And so once they get that no, or once that comes to the agency then has to go through the other side of the process, which is to get their names transferred. Actually, stick a pin. Let's go back. Once it's splintered and we know that they're on the property, we let them know that they can come in and pay for that portion of the land. In the case of Operation Pride, a lot of persons have been there from before, and so under Operation Pride, we've already gone through that process of splintering the title. But just so that everybody can understand, know that we have it in-house for them. Once they come in and the payment is finalized, we then push it through now for them to get their names transferred onto the title. Once the name is transferred onto the title, then they get the title in their hand.
Oh,
right?
It's as easy as that.
It's not as easy. It's some steps. You have to get approvals as you go through the process, but...
Approvals from where?
You have to get approvals from the National Land Agency, and also we have to get sign-off from our parent ministry, which is Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation.
And you help with that?
And we assist with that
Yes,
process, which
yes.
is a subsidized portion.
Yes.
Which is why HAJ is so well known, in my opinion, for doing a lot of the social housing component.
Yes.
And I don't think everybody fully understands that about the agency, how much we put out to get the title in their hand,
Yes.
which is why we encourage people to come in and
Right,
pay for the
right,
property,
right.
pay for the land title.
Right. So, what else do you do? Do you have other services apart from the regularizing and the building houses? What else do you do?
Well, largely no, but let me just put in something as following up on the titles. Currently, we have approximately 8,000 titles in-house that we want to issue to persons who occupy these plots of land. They just need to come in. In some cases, we have persons who have finalized already, and we want them to come in and just complete the documentation so that they can get their titles.
How can these persons know, though, that you're looking for them to come in?
What we have started to do now, we have been mobilizing persons in the community to go around. We have advertised in the papers. We are using different medium to get out the word to these persons to come in.
Are these particular communities that you can say now?
Yes. For instance, we have areas in Norwood, St. James. We have Retirement, St. James. We have Whitehall in Negril. We have Miami Bay in St. Anne. We have St. Benedict's, and that's St. Benedict in St. Andrew here. And we have a number of them across the country. So
Okay. All right. Tell us about 2019. What are your plans or projects you have in the pipeline?
All right. The agency is currently focusing on a number of partnerships. We are looking at one major development for lower income persons. This is starter units and one-bedroom units, somewhere in the region of about 1,600 units. We are hoping to get final approval before the end of this financial year. So construction will start by first quarter thereabouts, next financial year. We have other development, a lower middle income one coming also that we are currently awaiting approval for. We also have a major informal settlement that we will be undertaking in short order. That one now is well down the road in terms of the processing. We have gotten up to the point of tendering for a contract, going through the contract award process. We have gotten approval at NCC, so the next stage is for cabinet approval and then award of the contract. So we are well down the road with that one.
Yes,
that again we expect to start in short order. That will see over 535 persons in one informal community being upgraded. We are putting proper roads, water, electricity and all the necessary infrastructure so that they can feel more comfortable. And then we work with these persons to get their titles. As it relates to the services,
yes,
we deal with primarily regularization, that is providing land titling services. We also we used to do mortgages. We are no longer in the mortgage business because the agency as a development company, it'd be difficult for us to do development and mortgages, seeing as we are not one that provides adequate funding.
Right.
We have to source our funding, so it's difficult for us.
So you would make some link with the NHT to help persons who are seeking to get mortgages?
Definitely, that's what we do. We have a good partnership with the NHT in that regard.
Is there a mandate for 2019?
Yes, for 2019, we are looking at starting approximately 2,500 housing solutions, and we are well on the road to achieve that for the financial year 2019-2020. We also will be looking at issuing at least 1,000 titles during that period. Based on what we are doing now, we are putting in the work, so we'll start to see the benefit in 2019.
Yes.
2019-2020. We expect that with that level of work, we will be able to at least issue that amount, and then we'll be doing other projects planning as well.
With the whole titling issue. How can persons help you to help them?
I'm glad you asked that question. They need to respond to when we market. I mean, we set the targets to do 1,000. In some situations, we go to 5. They have to be interested in getting their title. So they need to contact the agency if they know that they're fully paid, or if they know that their name should have been transferred, and speak with us. We have persons on the ground going out to them now to try and contact household per household, which is a little bit more arduous from our end, but it's something that we're willing to do, and hopefully, as the MD is saying, then that would allow us to ramp up for the next year.
Right. So you're ramping up the whole process this year.
Yes, trying. And through advertising, PR, trying to get the word out. But people need to be responsive, because we could advertise until we're blue, but they have to be interested in coming in and understanding the importance of titling.
And as we wrap, we just want to remind persons how important it is for them to get their title. You can use it to get loans for your children, for yourself, for improvement on the house, and so on. Yes? So this has been Get the Facts, and we spoke about housing and land titling on this program. Our guests were Managing Director of the Housing Agency of Jamaica, Gary Howell, and Nakia McMorris, Senior Manager, Community Development. Thank you so very much for staying with us. Until next time, when we give you more Get the Facts.
Kingston, Jamaica's capital and the home to reggae. The genre, which started with ska and then rocksteady, placed Jamaica on the world stage as it declared its musical independence. But Kingston is famous for so much more. So too is its neighboring parish, St. Andrew.
I am on the southeastern end of the island, washed by the Caribbean Sea, bounded by St. Andrew to the east, west, and the north. I may be little, but guess what? Me talawa. So this isn't really about the history of Kingston. But if it was, I'd tell you that it's been crafted from beneath our shores and extends across the harbor further inland, where the musical beats of ska, reggae, and mento were formed.
The music industry has been quite well documented, and to my recollection, it started more of an effort to play music that other people couldn't play than as an industry.
I told you.
It kind of unearthed that spirit, that creative spirit in Jamaican, and we broke all of the recording rules, but we came up with a product that kind of represented the kind of Jamaican spirit, and that indomitable spirit, and it gave a sort of voice or expression to our Africanness. From the 70s, 80s, 90s, Jamaica celebrated a number of great icons. You know, we're talking about the Ernest Smiths, the Pluto Shervintons, the Dennis Browns, you know, the Gregory Isaacs, the Alton Ellis, and then we get into the megastar region, the Jimmy Cliffs and the Peter Tosh, and then the Bob Marleys. Reggae is the soundtrack of our lives, you know. Reggae is of us, about us, with us, and it has remained true to us as a Jamaican expression.
Oh my God. What? I remember the link. So after that tubs of knowledge about Kingston's musical history, you must be hungry. So come, we'll go down a town. It is commonly believed that Coronation Market is located on an old African burial ground and was called Duppy Market before being given its royal name.
Coronation Market, we have melon over here, we have other things, variety. So you can come down and get fruits, vegetables, scallion, onion over there, you name it. Reasonable at a reasonable cost.
Thank you. Bad piece of soup here. If you thought it was only food being offered here in downtown Kingston, then guess again. Do you remember when I told you earlier that Kingston was bordered by St. Andrew? Well, it's time to cross that border and explore the other side. Jamaica is famous for its Blue Mountain grade of coffee, and right now we're at one of the first coffee estates that was founded in the late 1700s. Welcome to Clydesdale.
It's always been an interesting place because the place is full of history, but it's also very interesting from the point of the environment and nature. There's a swimming hole near here where I've been going to swim, and whenever people visit, we always make a trip to Clydesdale. This is the mill house, and there's a vertical water wheel at the other end of the building, outside of the building, that the stream turned, and we can see the remains of the horizontal water wheel that was connected to the water wheel that had the millstones, I think, to grind the coffee. The other interesting feature is that the roof is constructed. You can see the load of the roof comes down to the center as well as out to the walls, and the verticals came down and carried the load through the beams and down through the columns to the ground. This seems to be the residence, and I say that because there's an obvious kitchen area, which is an outside cooking area that's set up with stove and so on. There's a herb garden outside. Inside here you see the remains of toilets and basins. You need to step carefully and watch out for rusty nails. There's a fireplace, which is an upstairs and downstairs fireplace.
Clydesdale is a nice place. The environment, the climate, the river them, you know, it's nice, and you come by Clydesdale and you can just sit in, you can absorb a fresher breath. For them say by the tree, you live more healthier.
We've been having so much fun today, and our time together is almost over. But before it does, I have a surprise just for you. I bet you thought that was a surprise, but nope, we're not there yet, so let's keep going. Nestled in the hills of St. Andrew in the Bowden district, opposite the Hermitage Dam, it's the scenic Falling Edge Waterfalls. Let's go. Do I go to the right or do I go to the left? Guys, take the left. I hope you had a great time on the scenic tour of Kingston and St. Andrew. Don't just sit and watch it on your TV. Go on out and explore. These and other parishes await.
Sweetie? How can I change my world?
You can change your world by being polite.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Miss.
With just one action,
we can change the world with acts of random kindness.
Stay kind, act kind, be kind.
We have to make eating Jamaican part of our lifestyle. We must support our local farmers and businesses by making eating Jamaican a part of our lifestyle.
Almost every day you are being reminded to eat healthy and to support our farmers by purchasing locally produced foods. It is in fact for your own good. Check out these benefits. Locally grown produce often contains fewer or no pesticides. They are sold preservative-free, as they are generally consumed shortly after harvest. Local produce is more easily accessible. We cannot stress this enough. So let's do our part to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
So here are the facts.
7 out of 10 Jamaicans die from a non-communicable disease.
Because we love our people and we want them to live better quality lives,
we, the Ministry of Health and our partners, are launching Jamaica Moves.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases.
By educating and encouraging Jamaicans to be active, eat healthy,
and start living 30 minutes at a time.
Because 30 minutes of physical activity each day, along with proper nutrition, can go a long way.
To prevent your risk from developing certain NCDs such as diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and certain cancers.
And remember, it's life we're promoting. That's why you see me going hard right now.
I'm all about living.
So help us take this first step towards a healthier Jamaica so you can enjoy more moments, more memories, more life.
This is where the magazine closes for today. I do hope you found our program informative. Send your feedback to jamaicamagazine@gis.gov.jm. Stay informed on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and of course there's Twitter. Or download our app on your Apple and Android devices to catch up on the go. You can also visit our website, gis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.